Hi guys, my name's Pajamacan and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, what's up? So some of you may remember quite a while ago I made a video talking about dress-up games and how they're evolving. And a big talking point of that video was Infinity Nikki. PlayStation just had their state of play and they announced that Infinity Nikki was having a playtest for PS5. It's also having a playtest for PC, but because it's the state of play, of course, they didn't want to take any attention away from PlayStation. But anyway, so this is very exciting that this game is finally getting a playtest. Now, if you've been following the game closely like I have, you'll know that back in April, Chinese players had their own playtest and those videos are floating around on the internet. And in mid-May, people in LA were allowed to have a playtest here in the United States. But now, North American players are having our own playtests both for PS5 and PC. So that's very exciting. IGN also released a first preview of one of their, I don't know who it is, somebody playing the game. He said he had a PC demo that he played, which is most likely going to be what we get as playtesters, and he said he played 3 hours of it. So that's very exciting. So I just want to go over a few things on what to expect on this game. There's a bit of confusion on if it's going to be playable on PS4. I've heard some people ask if it's going to come to Switch or not, just all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get into that. What I found very interesting is if you sign up for the playtest, one of the games that it mentions and asks if you've played, if you say I play 3D platformers, is Alice Madness Returns. And I find that crazy because one thing that I've been saying since this game was first shown is that it gives me similarities in like playstyle to Alice Madness Returns, especially with the floaty bubble dress. It really reminds me of Alice's butterfly float that she has in that game. So that's also very fascinating. Over on the Infinity Nikki Reddit, a user named Dalvet has been dropping all the tea from the Chinese servers, from the Chinese players and their experience with the game, and even some stream clips from Chinese streamers. So what I've gathered about this game is that it's going to play a lot more like something like Super Mario Odyssey or like a 3D platformer collectathon type game, not so much like a 3D hack and slash beat 'em up game. Closer to something you'd see with like Genshin Impact. Like obviously it's from the director or one of the directors of Breath of the Wild, but I would say that comes in more with the exploration and collecting and gathering as opposed to combat. There seems to be only 2 combat moves, and that's like a blast of wind that she'll throw at an enemy to purify them, or like a cute little ground pound that she does. So mainly in this game, you're going to be doing trials. There seem to be sections where you go through dungeons and do platforming challenges. There are sections where you'll have to battle bosses and whatnot, and you'll collect things to help you build outfits, help you unlock outfits, stuff like that. If you are familiar with Shining Nikki, Infinity Nikki, Time Princess Life Makeover, a lot of aspects from games like that are still going to be here when it comes to, crafting and collecting. So I would say if you played those games, you're going to have a bit of familiarity here. But if you're not used to platforming games, it'll be interesting to see how some people, adjust to that. Also, the official website doesn't list the platforms that it's going to be on. Plus, when you look at the description of the video released by Info Games, they do not mention PS4. They only say PlayStation 5 playtest, as well as is going to be on iOS, Android, and PC. So I wouldn't hold out. I would just, if you don't have a PlayStation 5 or a PC, I would just try to make sure and see if your phone is up to par to run the game. I would probably download Genshin Impact or something and see if your phone can run that. And if your phone can run that, I'm pretty sure it should be able to run Infinity Nikki no problem. When this game was announced, I'm pretty positive it said PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC, iOS, and Android. I have to be honest, I am not quite sure if the PS4 version is I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Now, when they opened the page for the PlayStation Store, I checked yesterday after they opened it, and it said PS4 version. Now, when I check, it doesn't say PS4 version anymore, so I don't know what's going on. I think it's very safe to say that this game is not coming to Nintendo Switch. I just really don't. The Switch could not handle this game. Now, this new Switch that's coming out, the Switch 2, that's very possible. But the Switch as it is not, no, this game is not coming to Switch. Now on to the playtest. So, there's a questionnaire for the playtest before you sign up. They ask, so one question is, can I share my game test experience through live streaming screenshots or videos on social media? And yes, even though it's a closed beta, they are allowing live streaming. So expect to see a bunch of people live streaming this, a bunch of the people who get in. The minimum requirements for PC are, from what I know of PCs, is on the lower end, if I'm being honest. Even the recommended settings are kind of lower. For example, they're saying that even for the recommended, you need an Intel Core i7 9th gen, whereas mine is a 13th gen, and mine is not even one of the more powerful PCs. So I would say the specs are kind of low, but be sure to check and see what your PC specs are. And I think the game only takes up to like 40 gigabytes. That's not humongous. I mean, I've played some games that are 50 to 100 gigabytes, so that's not taking up a whole lot of space on your computer either. Although this is just the demo, so there's no telling how much the full version will be. Maybe it'll be double that. Maybe it'll be 80 to 160 gigabytes. Who knows? Probably, I would say probably 80. 80 is like a good estimate in my opinion. That's kind of all the information I have right now to give to you guys. Go over to the Infinity Nikki Reddit to check out some of those videos that Dalvet delves into. Sign up for the playtest, whether you're on PS5 or PC, and I will see you later. Hopefully I get in and I'll totally be streaming this. It's gonna be so fun. Bye guys.